All right, guys, today we are going to be talking about our next lesson, which is American imperialism in the Pacific. So you guys should have your first learning targets already in your learning target sheets, talking about imperialism and the beginnings of imperialism and the three factors and reasons why we imperialize. Today we're going to look at specific examples of imperialism, in particular looking at Hawaii and China. All right, so our learning targets for today, I can explain why America imperialized in the Pacific. So whenever we get down to imperialism, it's all about the idea that it will always come back to one of the three factors regarding military, economic, or cultural superiority. And in most instances, it's a combination of two or even all three of them, and that's what we're going to see today when we look at Hawaii and China. All right, so the first one we're going to look at is we're going to look at Hawaii. So America officially takes over Hawaii in 1898 under the rule of a guy by the name of President William McKinley. All right, we talked about McKinley a little bit because McKinley was assassinated, which led to Roosevelt becoming president of the United States. So anyway, there are a number of good reasons why America wanted to take over Hawaii. The first one is the location, because it's pretty much dead right in between the west coast of the U.S. and the Asian mainland, so like China in particular, but also very, very close to Japan as well. So it's right halfway pretty much in between the U.S. and Asia, which is a great like stopping point as far as if we were looking to trade or imperialize in Asia. It's a great middle ground for us. The next reason is because of the ability to have a naval base in the Pacific. So when we looked at the map a couple days ago, we looked at Hawaii being in the middle as far as Pearl Harbor was concerned. So having Pearl Harbor there, having a naval military base right in the Pacific Ocean allows us to kind of keep an eye and keep tabs on what exactly is going on in the Pacific Ocean, what's going on with Russia, what's going on with Japan, so on and so forth. And the last one is there are a ton of sugarcane fields in Hawaii. Sugar is one of, if not the greatest economic asset that Hawaii has. So what we want to do, and the reason for the takeover primarily, was because of the sugar industry, not only taking over those resources, but then being able to sell that sugar in America for a lot cheaper than what we got it for. All right, and again, these pretty much 2 and 3, when we look at 2 and 3, actually 1, 2, and 3, they all go along with our three reasons to imperialize, which again are military, economic, and cultural superiority. So if you guys look at it, 1 and 3 go along with the economic portion of it for trade aspect and for resources. Number 2 clearly goes along with the military aspect of it. All right, so how did it go down? Well, it went down. Hawaii had a queen during this time period. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. Well, I'll try to pronounce it. It's like Queen Liliuokalani. It's something absolutely insane. It's like 20 letters long. I don't even know like how to pronounce it. It is what it is. Bottom line, all you need to know is she was a queen during this time period, and she was very well liked by the native Hawaiians. Well, also who lived on Hawaii during this time period were a bunch of white plantation owners from America. And what these plantation owners wanted is they wanted America to take over Hawaii, and they wanted America to annex or take over Hawaii because it would make trading and selling to American businesses, it would make it a lot easier for their sugar production. So what the U.S. does is they find a way to basically overthrow the queen. They take her captive, they hold her hostage, and they basically annex or take over the territory of Hawaii. So now Hawaii is officially an American territory in 1898. All right, the next one. We are going to now move on to China, so we're going further east. So we're halfway now to China. We may as well, make the whole visit. So during this time period, China is very, very weak. And everybody wants China because of the amazing resources that they have. Spices, rice, silk, all fantastic resources that people want from China. The problem is that you have 5 or 6 countries who are currently imperializing, countries like America, countries like Britain, like Spain, who all want a piece of China. So imagine like having 3 gaming systems between you and your 2 siblings, and everybody wants wants their own gaming system. Well, at some point, you're going to want to play other gaming systems, and that's going to create a lot of conflict. So we need to find a way to solve this conflict that's going on between everybody wanting all of China. And we do that with a policy known as the open door policy. And so the open door policy was established by the U.S., a guy by the name of John Jay, also, right around 1900, so when Roosevelt becomes the president. And it basically says that anybody can go into China at any time and nobody controls China at any point. So it's not like the U.S. has officially imperialized and China is officially a U.S. territory. No. It's basically like saying, hey, anybody can go in and do whatever they want to China whenever they want. It's just that it's nobody's official territory. So China can remain, quote, independent, but they're really not, because you have all these countries coming in, and not only are they trying to take all of their resources, but they're also trying to change the Chinese people. And the Chinese people are not okay with this. And that especially goes for a group known as the Boxers. And the Boxers are a bunch of Chinese rebels. And so what the Boxers are going to do is they're going to try to start an uprising known as the Boxer Rebellion. And the Boxer Rebellion was a group of Chinese who tried to get all of the foreign influence, try to get America, try to get Britain, Spain, France, Russia out of China, so they can do their own thing and they can live peacefully. Because, like I said, not only is it a resource problem, but what they're also doing is these foreigners are also going in, they're spreading Catholicism, they're spreading their form of Christianity into the country, and China hates that because China is a very, very Buddhist country for the most part, and they want to remain Buddhist. They don't want other countries coming in and changing their religion. The result of this is thousands of Chinese died. It's not successful for China at all, and as a matter of fact, not only does China and the Boxers lose the Boxer Rebellion, but they also have to pay money to the United States for trying to rebel. So this would be like you going up to a fifth grader, taking the fifth grader's lunch money, the fifth grader trying to fight back, you punching the fifth grader in the face, and then the fifth grader having to pay you more money. That's essentially what happened with the Boxer Rebellion. It's a total insult. This idea of freedom of religion, this idea of, do your own thing in your own country, the Enlightenment is totally gone as far as this is concerned. This is a big, big problem that we as Americans are not recognizing. All right, so that's it for today. As far as imperialism in the Pacific, once you guys are done, you should gather in your groups, or in your teams, and you should start going over any questions you have about the PowerPoint, which you guys just watched. And then once you guys are done with that, you will have an activity, a worksheet to work on for the remainder of the class period. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you on Friday.